So the first point is called the karate chop. It's right here on the fleshy part of your hand between that pinky joint and the wrist joint, and you'll tap there gently. The next point is on the eyebrow. It's at the beginning here where the nose curves. You're not up here, but kind of down here at the beginning. And you'll just use 1 or 2 fingers on these smaller points. Side of the eye is right here on the bone here on the side of the eye. Under the eye is in the middle, again on the bone under the eye. Under the nose right here, obviously under the nose. The chin is actually on the front of the chin, not down here, but where it curves at the bottom of your lip, so that's the chin point. Collarbone, to find that point, you're going to come to the V in your neck. And you're going to go to the right or left just slightly and just below. So you could actually take your fist and just pound right in the middle of your collarbone and you would get that just fine. But it's just to the, I'm right-handed, so I do to the right, just lower. So it's at the beginning of your collarbone, not way out here, and kind of in the middle. The next point is under the arm. So if you go about 4 inches, you kind of can't see it on the camera, but if you go 4 inches under your arm, and I'm using 3 or 4 fingers for that, so 4 inches underneath the arm there. For women, it's kind of right about the top of the bra strap, and that might be a little bit tender because that's a place where your lymph nodes go through. And then different practitioners have a point or two different. I use this one on the wrist, which is right here, and you can either bang your wrists together like this, or you can use 2 or 3 fingers and just tap on it like that. And then the final point, which some practitioners start with this point, I end with it, is right on the top of your head. And I usually just take all of my fingers like this and tap at the top of the head. So those are the main points. So for example, if you were feeling angry about something, you could say, even though I blank, I deeply and completely accept myself. So in this situation, even though I feel angry, I deeply and completely accept myself. Before you begin tapping, you're going to do a level of distress. You're going to just feel, where in your body do you feel that? A lot of times people feel angry kind of in their chest or in their stomach. Maybe they have a pounding feeling in their head. And so you're going to tune into that anger and say, okay, on a scale of 0 to 10, how high is that anger? If 10, so just assess, I'm feeling a level 8, say, of anger. So you would start here and you would say, even though I feel very angry, I deeply and completely accept myself. We do that 3 times. Even though I feel angry, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel angry, I deeply and completely accept myself. Then you're going to say a reminder phrase. You're going to go straight to the eyebrow and say, this anger. Side of the eye, this anger. Under the eye, this anger. Or you could say this anger in my chest. 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 Under the arm, this anger in my chest. On the wrist, this anger in my chest. Top of the head, anger in my chest. And then after you do that, you're just going to take a deep breath. And that'll help you relax a little bit. Now you're going to tune back into that anger, if it's in your chest or wherever, and you're going to say, is that still an 8? And this isn't a science, it's just a feeling, so if you don't have to get it right. So you say, now it's down to a 6. Since the subconscious is really literal, the first time we do our first round of EFT, it's applying to the anger that you have. But each successive round of EFT is then dealing with what's remaining of that anger. So you're going to change the phrasing just a little bit. So we're going to say this time, even though I still have this anger, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I still have this anger, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I still have this anger, I deeply and completely accept myself. Go back to the eyebrow and say remaining anger, because we're talking about the remaining anger. Remaining anger, 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 and take a breath. Okay, so you tune back into the anger and you say, is it still a 6? No, it's gone down to a 3 or a 2 or a 4, whatever that number is. So you will do another round. Even though I still have this anger, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I still have this anger, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I still have this anger, I deeply and completely accept myself. Again, remaining anger, 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 and take a deep breath. So I'm going to assume for the purposes of this video that you're down to 0. That could happen in 1 round, it could happen in 10 rounds. But you simply keep applying EFT until you get to a very low number. Just to add how you would do this for a physical symptom, say you have a pain in your shoulder and the pain is a 6 and it's very uncomfortable. So you might ask yourself, the more specific you can be, the better. So you would ask yourself what the nature of the pain is. Is it throbbing? Is it sharp? Is it achy? And so I already said it's a 6. So you would say, let's say it's a sharp throbbing pain. So even though I have this sharp throbbing pain in my left shoulder, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this sharp throbbing pain in my left shoulder, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this sharp throbbing pain in my shoulder, I deeply and completely accept myself. This throbbing pain, or left shoulder pain, 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 and take a deep breath. Hopefully that number has gone down. Now you're probably going to have a lot of questions. If you applied another round for the left shoulder pain, you'd say, even though I still have this throbbing, sharp throbbing pain in my left shoulder, I deeply and completely accept myself. You do that 3 times, remaining pain on each point. But what if the nature of it changed? Or what if your anger turned to sadness? There's all kinds of things that can happen while you're tapping. And that's why I encourage you to attend one of my free classes or my 6-week series, because I'm going to teach you those different details and the different techniques that you can use to make EFT more effective. I can't cover that in one video right now. But if you'll go to my website and you sign up for the free EFT coaching, you'll be sent some free lessons, and there will be invitations to my other classes and events.